green into gray, the seed's tides in your eyes reflecting the self and the fire within. The appendix rolls over blue, and the tragic deep sea is teal, and the majestic royal servant is dedicated to the depths of the aftermath of sick, brought on by the struggle to reach the trinity of beauty. That is those three words, bound upon a distant shore, whose soul is held therein, lingering between the shade and the light, half transfixed by the wondrous event of shadow, wherein a constant reflection of self is a gaze against the darkness. Remember the allure of her eyes, the travesty of the augmentation ought never to be, that you forgot that remembrance was but an epidemic, to trap yourself in a loneliness. The subconscious ought not to seek out the silence. It is but a mirage, an optical illusion sinking in the distance, a sound, an hourglass of Father, his time's event in a dream state of a melancholy creation that is nothing but a mandate of self, the shadow over face, half of which holds life's claim to abstain from that which is love, because in her eyes all you can remember is that you exist right now in the everlasting stimulus, the unscripted story of this very moment, and anything beyond which is hope or dreariness in the twilight's pitter-patter of morning, when blossom blooms, the fully faded end of the way you ought not to be, and that is the accumulation of loneliness. Remember the appendix rolling over blue, the tragic gray into green sea, the abyss of teal and royal blue. It is the servant of the depths of her eyes, the distant shores of which hold your soul transfixed, lingering between shade and hope, wherein the wondrous event of the Trinity is captured your gaze, and the darkness of your memory is trapped in the allure of her eyes. The travesty of this world never ought to be the scene of remembrance, as in my epidemic, that which of was so many years of loneliness. Subconsciously seek out, but forlorn to admit, that the silence is something of an optical illusion, wherein I sat sinking into the mirage, bidden by the sands of the hourglass of fate. Therein the dream creation mandate of self upon life claims to obtain. The poetic description of myself is nothing as I stand in the mirror invisible. A script beyond the self is a soul, the dreary dream of the twilight's pitter-patter of morning, in full blossom's gloom, found near the well at the world's end, and the beauty of gray into green eyes, wherein love resides. Never forget the beauty of this very moment.